Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll give everyone just a couple minutes.
Good, yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing while you're class. The one that you know that you're kind of always behind in math, and just know that. But like you said,
Okay, so how many we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. Excellent. Okay, we'll wait 1 more minute. Okay, so I'll just start talking, and if anyone pops in, they pop in. Okay, so I'm not used to having this many people on the screen. It's nice. I'll just kind of have to flip through to see everybody. This is seeing all my work at the same time. Okay, so we're here to talk about your portfolio. So we're going to try to make this as easy as possible. It's a little bit complicated, but we're going to try to break it down in steps. We're giving you this live presentation when we're done, and we're going to have the slideshow for you. So it's going to be step by step. All the teachers are going to participate. So a little bit of everybody here today, and then hopefully you understand. If not, then we will help you some more. Okay. So let me share my screen here. I always forget. So I need to share my computer sound too. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Hear me? You guys can hear me? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so when you log into ConnexU, you should see week 19, and this is going in the very last week of the ConnexU we're doing now, okay? And then the following week, we will start our new ConnexU classroom. So this goes in, like I said, it's the final week of our ConnexU. And if you log in, you'll see it, okay? So this week, the target is you can update my career portfolio and look at post-secondary options that relate to my career goals, okay? So you're gonna be taking information that you already did from ConnexU, and you're gonna be placing it in a portfolio, okay? So it should be things that you already have and things that you're proud of, okay? So, here's a little video. So it's normal to want to make a good first impression. However, it's important to be truthful in your skills and abilities. This new segment discusses the truth about people who lie on their resumes. So they're showing that when you create this portfolio, you want to put your best work in there, and it needs to be your work and what you're most proud of that you have done. Okay, so let me show you here. So if I can leave you guys.
Welcome back. Job applicants want resumes, of course, to sound good. But a new survey finds a significant number of people cross the line and lie about credentials. As Marley Hall shows us, some lies stretch the truth, while others are almost outrageous.
A good resume can land a job, and applicants want theirs to stand out.
They obviously try to make them look as good as they can. People embellish a little more.
But some go a step further. In a new survey from CareerBuilder.com, 58% of hiring managers say they've caught a lie on a resume. It happens in every industry and at all levels. In 2012, Scott Thompson, the CEO of Yahoo, resigned after he was accused of falsifying his education on his resume. Years earlier, the head of Radio Shack stepped down under similar scrutiny.
Lies about education are common. Other applicants lied about winning awards or their previous job title. And then there are the more outlandish lies.
There was one person that actually said that they were the assistant to the prime minister of a country that doesn't have a prime minister. There was another candidate that claimed to be an Olympic medalist. There was another candidate that claimed to be the babysitter for Madonna and Tom Cruise. None of these things were true.
The survey found the most lies are caught in the financial industry. John Fanuca works on Wall Street and has seen it firsthand.
We did find someone probably a year or two in their employment that they had outright lied, I think, about their education and their former employment, and they were let go.
For many, lying doesn't pay. Half of all employers say when they catch a lie, the worker is dismissed immediately. Marley Hall, CBS News, New York.
And 1/3 of employers say they have seen a recent increase in resume embellishments. Welcome back, job applicants.
Okay, so we just want you guys, when you're making your portfolios, obviously to put your best work into it. And it needs to be your work because you will be eventually making a resume. You're going to be putting all of this stuff into your portfolio, and you want to make sure it's your best work and that it is your work. Okay, so all of this is for 339, and I've talked about this when I've done check-ins before. So what is 339? So the PA Department of Ed requires that all schools have a guidance plan under School Code Chapter 339. And the purpose is to prepare learners for their future careers. So when you leave CPDLF or wherever you end up, you are ready to go out into the workforce or go to a tech school or go to college. We just want you to feel prepared. So all learners must create a career portfolio as part of this plan. And even my little guy who's in 4th grade and my little guy who's in 1st grade over at Foot of 10, their guidance counselor comes in and he does these guidance things with them and he collects some of their work, and he's even collecting it in 1st and 4th grade. Now they don't have a huge portfolio, it might just be a folder or something, but as they get older, they're going to make it into something a little bit bigger. Okay, so we are going to create our portfolio, okay? And Steph, did you want to take over from here? Okay, so she's going to pick up and she's going to kind of tell you how to do this. And like I said, I put all of this stuff into my classroom as well as the other teachers. So this actual slideshow is in my classroom. So if you go into it, then when we're done, you will be able to find this information and you can be able to click on it, but she's going to go over how to do everything. Okay, do you want me to stop sharing? You share them? Okay, perfect.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Dr. Schroff. I see some of my learners in there, but some of you are new. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can walk you through how to create your portfolio. So are you able to see my screen? Because I have multiple things open right now. Okay, so this is how to create your portfolio. So the first step is you have to create a Padlet account. Now I know my learners already have this because they have already logged. What's that?
So we're gonna start that.
Hold on.
Today, actually.
Yeah, I can't see your screen either.
Okay.
So make sure you tune into that too.
Let me go back in and do it
Other
again.
than that, yeah, just
There it is. We have it now.
Okay. All right, I won't move it. Okay, so the first step is to actually create a Padlet account if you haven't already. So if you click on this link, and I'm going to send this link through your chat in Zoom. So just give me a second here.
Because grades are due. I'm going to start putting the grades in tomorrow. So
It's hard to switch between the two screens here.
Like I said, again, I know that's my bad there. Okay.
Why it won't let me.
Yeah, you should have told me
There it
every
is.
times we had check-ins about it.
Okay.
What the hell we haven't looked at?
Okay, so here's the link you need to go to if you don't have the slides in front of you. So I sent it through the group chat in Zoom. So if you click on that link, I'm already registered, so it has hi and then my welcome number.
Just keep doing what
I'm
you're
getting
doing
some
with the
feedback,
math.
guys. Make sure your mics are muted.
Hang out to Mr. Plant.
Okay, so once you have already created your account, which most of you should have one, then we can go on to the next step. Okay, so then you're going to need to click this link, and I'm going to send that out as well in the group chat.
If you do that, you'll be fine.
So when I click on this link, you will see a template of what your portfolio is going to look like. So in order to do this, though, you have to make a copy. You cannot actually edit on here. You cannot put any information on here. So the first step you need to do is click the remake button. It's up at the top right-hand corner. So when I click on remake, I get a dialog box that shows up. And the first thing I'm going to do is it says remake of first name and last name. I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to enter in my first name and last name.
Okay, is there anyone who's lost? Unmute your microphone and ask a question.
It's not letting me get on it.
Okay, well, get that history into me ASAP.
On
Like I
the
said, most of the grades
Padlet?
are due by Friday
I don't
morning. So you're in the
understand.
latest checkpoint grades then.
Special.
2 weeks.
Who? Want the student that's lost? Yeah.
All right, well, if
Whoever
you have
can't
any
get in,
other
can you please share your
questions or
screen? I'll
anything,
stop
let me
sharing.
know.
You click on the green box at the bottom and click share. Okay, so I had that problem earlier.
Okay, I can mention something.
So I don't know.
All right, well, if you don't have any other questions or concerns,
You
I
have
will
to
let
log
you
in?
go. And like I said, sorry about that history one. I somehow just put in grades.
Log in and retry.
Redo it and send me a text when you
Log in here.
okay, so I can
Okay.
just fix those errors.
Okay, I
and
think
put in
Josh
the,
stopped sharing. Did
you know,
anyone
the
else not
checkpoint number.
be able to get in? Anybody else need to share their screen with me so I can
Alright,
see?
Sorry for calling you Ben.
Sarah, did you figure it out? Did you click the login? Is it working? Do you want to share your screen, Sarah? Go ahead. Sarah, share.
Just share your screen. I don't know.
Go
Mother,
ahead, share.
please.
It's okay, share.
All right, Dave.
It's okay. We're all a little
Have a great
frustrated.
day.
It's okay. We'll figure this out together.
Hang on. Share. Desktop,
Okay,
share
bye.
desktop.
Yes, show desktop.
Can't share it.
You should be able to, since no one's sharing it right now. Here we go. Okay, same thing with you. If you want to click in the login and retry. There you go. So when you get to that welcome screen like Sarah has, where it says, hi, Sarah, then you know that you're in, okay? Anybody not make it to this screen? Yes. So can you stop sharing, Sarah? Thank you.
Make your camera so I can see.
Are there any other questions before we move on? Yes, I see a hand raised.
Kiara doesn't even have that screen. Like nothing is here.
Did you click on that first link, cpdlf.padlet.org?
Yep. It came up as an
Error.
errored like page.
Okay, that might be in.
It said this page does not exist.
Did you take it right from the chat, that link, that full link?
Yeah.
You didn't miss any letters or anything?
Yep.
That might be an IT issue then.
Can you share your screen, please?
There's a green button at the bottom that says share.
It's not letting her share it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, have you rebooted your computer in a while?
Yeah, this is a new computer. She just got this computer.
When's the last time, Kiara, that you actually shut the computer down? Maybe if you do a reboot?
Last night.
Oh, wow. Okay, another thing you can try is you can go ahead and manually type that address in your browser at the top or where it says Google if you're in the middle of your screen.
Here, what do we do? Push this. Enter email or username. KMH518 cpdlf.org. Let's see. It's telling us user not found for her email.
Okay.
Yeah, this probably will have to be something that the tech department will have to address.
Yep, we can.
I'm only saying that because I had a learner also get a new laptop and they have to reboot like a brand new email. That might be the problem. So we'll have to reach out to Brandon.
Okay, so she'll be able to set this up later then.
Yeah, we'll help her through it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. If there are no other questions or problems. Can you see my screen with the template? Okay. All right, so you'll need to click on the remake. And then when you're in the remake, you want to highlight remake of first name, last name, and then type in your first name and your last name. Then once you have your name in there, first and last, you want to click on, there are two buttons down here of what to copy. So you need to make sure they're both checked. There's copy design and copy post. Both of those need to be checked. Then you can click on the submit button. And then it takes just a few minutes to set that up. And then you should see what I see on my screen, okay?
Okay, does everyone see the right screen? Okay, so if you don't, then please unmute so you can ask a question. If not, if we don't hear from anyone, then we'll move on.
What is the college thing about? Like the college and career portfolio? I was not supposed to say that about.
Can everybody see that? You guys can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Okay, so we did that. Okay. So now that you're in there, you guys should see this checklist and there's a PDF in here. Can everybody see that? Okay, you're going to want to eventually download this PDF because this is kind of aligning to the assignments, and we'll come back to it. I just want you to know that you will have to just click this little button and you can save it to your computer, or actually to your, I guess, drive or whatever, but you need to make this somewhere where you can have it accessible. And it's yours, and you're going to keep information on it as we go through so that you can mark that you found the certain documents, and we'll get back to it. I just want you to know that it will be downloaded and it will become yours. Okay, so once you're in this document, you're going to see that there are many different, I guess, career components in here. And if you go through them, you're going to want to find your grade level. There's grade spans like K through 3, 3 to something, and then there's like 9 to 12. I teach the older kids, so I have 9 to 12, and I just use this for an example. So I went under self-awareness and self-management, which are really the habits of success, and I found concept mapping. So then I went back into my Google Classroom, and I went into week 12, where it said concept mapping. And all of the documents that you're going to take out of here all come from the elaborate section. Okay, does that make sense? So you can go to week 12, week 13, but you're pulling your best work out of here. Okay, and if you're in high school, you're going to need 5 documents. Okay, so we're on week 19. I know some of them have been MAPS testing, but you should be able to find a good 5 documents that you're proud of. If you're not as proud as you could be, or if you didn't do one, you might have to go back and do that. Okay, because we want to pick 5 good things, because we are eventually turning this into the state as part of our meeting our 339 requirement, and you need to have this done. So if you can see over here, it says I can organize my notes using the concept mapping method. Okay, and this also says I can organize my notes using a concept map. They're very similar, but they're different by grade. Okay, so you would want to click on these 2. If there's an E when it comes up, that's the 9th and 10th. Okay, so you would put today's date in there, whichever one is the 9th and 10th one. If it's 11th and 12th, it'll come up with an F right here for concept map. And that's when you would put today's date. Okay, it's a little confusing, but you have to look for that. Do you see where it says concept mapped and concept map? And then, like I said, these are going to be links that you can actually click on. Okay, and they're all found under here. I should have clicked them. I'm sorry. I should have made them clickable. but you're looking for E, lessons with E, if you are in 9th and 10th grade, and F if you're 11th and 12th, and you match them up. So here's note taking. Okay, and right here it says, I can take good notes from the videos. I can use video note-taking strategies. So you'll click on one of these. If it has the E, that's the 9th and 10th. If it has the F, that's the 11th and 12th. But again, that's week 13. And these are your weeks. So if you go into your ConnectsU, you can say, oh, you know, Mrs. Giancola told us week 12. I'm going to week 12, and I'm looking it up and seeing if I have a good document where I'm proud of concept mapping. And a lot of you went into and actually used a website. So you could take a screenshot of that or download it from that website. I'm drawing a blank on what the website was, but I know it was an awesome website, and a lot of you made great quality concept maps. So that might be something really nice for your portfolio. Okay, we got a question here. Let me see.
It's okay. We'll discuss that later.
Okay.
Okay, before we continue, one thing that I think that we might want to recap, because I'm seeing some confused faces, is that everything you're going to pull is going to be from Elaborate. Okay, so when you go back and you look at each week of the lessons that you've done in your Google Classroom, you're going to go to the Google Classroom. The only section you're going to look in is Elaborate. Okay, so out of the 5 or 6 lessons you see Explore, Evaluate, Engage, we're not going to use any of those. Just Elaborate. That's the first thing. And then once you save them, if you have difficulty or you don't know where they belong, we can help you with that.
I also wanted to add, because I have some younger learners on, for 7th and 8th grade, the letter that you want to look for is CD. So like 9th and 10th grade, their letter is E, 11th and 12th is F. So my 7th and 8th graders, your letter is CD.
Okay, and remember, everything is going to be found in this document, okay, which I said will be active and live, and you can click on it and it will be your document. So once you find your 5 ones that you're most proud of, like I said, you'll need to go to the 9 to 12 if you're in 9th to 12th grade, and you'll just, you know, go through them. A lot of them are going to be in the student interpersonal skills. They're going to be later on, and we're going to talk about that in just a second, where to put these, okay? So like I said, it's a little confusing, but it's all based off of pulling the stuff from the Elaborate section and really looking at the student interpersonal skills is where you're going to find most of the things we did the first half of the year, because we didn't really get into occupations or anything yet. Okay, so now we have to select the correct location. Okay, so this is where it can get a little tricky, and we can help you with this too, but it actually is not as bad as you think. Okay, so what's going to happen is there are labels at the top of this. Okay, so when you get into your Padlet, you're going to see career awareness and preparation, career acquisition, career retention, entrepreneurship, and habits of success. When you go into that magical document that we keep talking about that you will have access to, and there'll be clicking rights and you can write on it, you'll see that they literally say career awareness and preparation. That, of course, goes in there. Okay, career acquisition goes in there. Career retention and advancement will go in there. And we're going to tell you how to put them in there in just a second. Entrepreneurship would go there. And then the habits of success can be a little trickier because it doesn't say habits of success. You're looking for like student interpersonal skills, establishing and maintaining relationships, decision-making and responsible behavior. Okay, those are mainly the things that we did at the beginning of the year. So almost every document that you find will go into the habits of success, just because that's what we've covered so far. Okay. Any questions? We good so far? Okay. Okay. Steph, do you want to pick up? Are you good? Okay.
Can you stop sharing? Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. Okay. That's okay. All right, so I need to share screen too. Okay, so now we're actually going to create your portfolio and add those artifacts in. So I'm just going to go through an example from our last lesson on week 16, which was feeling connected to others. So I went ahead and I just created a Google document for the 16.4 Elaborate. in this Elaborate, you were to make a list of ways that you are already connected to others in your school and home community. Next, you were to make a list of suggestions of other ways to get connected that the school could help you with. So I'm just using this as an example. You know, I just kind of put something together, but you want to select your best work. And I see a question pop up here. Yes, you will have access to this presentation. Absolutely, great question. Okay, so there's two ways of doing this. The first way, I'm going to show you how to do it. The second way, I'm going to show you a video because your Chromebooks are different than the computers that we use here. So the first way is in your Google Doc, because most of you submit a Google Doc for your assignments. You can go to this print button and then save it as a PDF. Okay, so it'll take all of your work within that Google Doc and it will save it as a PDF file. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it as a PDF. I usually send things to my desktop so I can find them easily. So it saves as 16.4 Elaborate, and it lets me know that it came from Google Docs. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save.
Can they do that with a Chromebook?
I think so. I think to save it to the desktop? Okay. Oh, I'm going to show you this way, and then we have a video to show you how to take a screenshot with a Chromebook. So if you're not able to do this on your Chromebooks, then there's another way of doing it. Okay, so then it goes out here to the desktop, and then I'm going to go into where I created my college and career portfolio, and I'm going to click on the little add button. I'm going to put it under Habits of Success because that's the heading that it goes under. So if you click on that little plus sign, now here is where I have some options. I can put a title in here. So this could be your grade level, it looks like from the example. So I'm just going to put 9th grade. And then this is where you write your I can statement. So if you go back into the Google Classroom and find out where that I can statement is for that week. So this was week 16, feeling connected to others. So this was, I can describe how to connect to my home and school community. So in here, I can find out how to connect to my home and school community. Now I'm ready to upload my artifact. Okay, so I have some options here. I can upload it. I can save it as a link. So these are the two that you'll primarily use. You may take a picture of it. So I'm just going to go to the upload because I know that I need to go find that file. So I'm going to go pick that file, which I put on the desktop, and there it is, my PDF 16.4 Elaborate Google Docs. Okay. It might take a few minutes depending on how big your file is. And then right there it is. I have now my evidence that I have met that habit of success, that I can find out how to connect to my home and school community. And I have my Google Doc linked right there. I'm going to show you a video on how to use your Chromebook to take a screenshot because it's different, like I said, than the computers we use here. Oh, don't I have to do something with the sound too? Hold on.
I see that your volume at the bottom of the video you're sharing is off. It's bottom
Right.
to the left.
No, there's a setting we have to change
I'll show
to.
you.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you. Once you share, then you click on this little button.
This one here. Oh, share computer
There you
sound.
go.
There it is.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tag team, I love it. All right. So that video will make available to you as well if you need to kind of watch it again to show how to take a screenshot. Let's see how I close this here. Hold on. So that way you can do that simply from your Chromebook. So there's multiple ways to get your artifacts in there. So I showed you one way how you can use the print button and save it as a PDF. You can take a screenshot of it and put it in there. But the most important thing is finding that I can statement and matching it up with the with your artifact that it goes along with. Okay. So the next thing that we need to talk about. Let me go back to the slide here. Okay, so here's another important part. You need to share your portfolio with your learning guide, okay? So I'm gonna walk you through how to do that as well, because it's important that your learning guide has access to it so that we can help you and kind of monitor that you're getting these artifacts in there. And if you have a problem or a question that we can then Zoom together and help you further. We'll also be talking to you through check-ins next Tuesday. So just to kind of see how you're doing with this portfolio process and addressing any questions then that you might have. So let me go ahead and pull this back up. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let me pull it back up here and show you. Got so many open here. Okay, can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, so when you share it with your learning guide, you need to click on the share button at the top right-hand corner. Okay, again, you'll get that dialog box where you can enter in your information here. So where it says add members, you're gonna click there. And here you can start searching by name. So I don't think I can add myself, so I'm gonna add Mrs. Giancola. Okay, so if I just start typing in Heather, I can go ahead and click on her name. Now you have some options here. So whenever you click on the down arrow where it says can read, now we have options to can read, can write, can edit, or can administer. So here you wanna make sure you click on can edit, okay? So that gives us the right to be able to edit your portfolio. Okay, so once you have it saved as can edit, then go ahead and click the big save button up at the top right-hand corner in pink there. Okay, then it says it's saved. And you can go back and you can see now Mrs. Giancola is shared and can edit on my portfolio. Are there any questions? If you're not sure, you could always go back into share and check to make sure your learning guide is in there. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions or anything popping up on chat. Any other learning guides needed to add anything? We'll go back to the slides. Okay.
I just want to add something because I've been telling my learners that they don't have to leave their portfolio with that background. You can actually make really pretty backgrounds instead of that cork board because it's yours. You might want it to be a little prettier. You might want to change the background. You can like upload pictures or there's a whole bunch of themes. Oh, look how pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does not have to be corkboard. It will personalize it. Yeah, giraffe. Oh, flowers. Yeah.
And guys, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, that's okay. We appreciate you coming and listening. And you can watch this again and we're here to help you. So don't think you're on your own and you may not get it at first because it's new for us as well. So we'll walk you through the steps.
Okay, are there any questions, any thoughts? Did this help at all? Let's see some hands. Are we somewhat okay? A little bit? Okay. A little bit, sideways.
There's a question going. I have to unmute myself.
Okay.
I think, did Austin have a question?
Yeah, his
Does every
question
gra-
was, does every grade have to do it? Yes, they do. It's just a different number of artifacts. So each grade, right, needs a different number. Is that correct?
Yeah, the higher level grades, I think it's middle school and high school are 5 and elementary is 3. Okay. And remember, you're picking your best work. Okay, so you go through and maybe look at all the elaborates before you decide to pick one. Okay, because it's not really that many. It's like 15 or 16. Austin, we actually went in last year and pulled some of your documents and put them in Infinite Campus. So this year, you guys are in charge of pulling them out yourself. Okay, and this is something that all the schools do. Like I said, my sons are in Foot of 10 and they have the guidance counselor come in with their teachers and they're creating documents already. It's really about career readiness and getting you guys ready and thinking about what you want to do after you leave us and giving you good habits of success. Okay, and like I said, most of the documents that you have done to this point this year go under habits of success.
There's another question on the chat.
I see Matt. Matt, yes, you can. Miss Leslie showed us how you can change your background, but you can also, if you want to upload a picture in Padlet too, you have the option to do that because you want a Patriot. No, you cannot have a Patriots background.
So I'm going to show you, you can just, by clicking on the plus sign again, you can add as many as you want to each column. Okay, so you would just do a new I can statement and then a new artifact. So I can.
So, Maddie, that answers your question, correct?
Okay. Okay.
So just real quick, because I know this is going to come up with my learners who are older. Sadly, if you've not done this Connects You in these assignments weekly, you're going to have to go back and redo it. And at this point, there's no other way around it. I mean, you have to do this. So moving forward with these career acquisitions and retentions, it's really important that you get these done weekly, okay? So like everyone else said, it is overwhelming at first, but if you're someone that's not been doing Connects You, I mean, here's your time to sort of get it in gear.
And we're not going to keep the Connects You class open forever. We're going to keep it open for a couple weeks so you guys can, you know, pull your artifacts, get your work done, but then eventually we will close that Connects You.
Oh, yes. Let me answer.
Another question.
Yes, that's a good question. If you have done something outside of CPDLF that you feel can fit into one of these categories, yes, you can definitely put it in there. We completely forgot to add that. So if it's a class that you took with us or VOTech or one of your elective courses you've taken through Odyssey or Academy or Florida Virtual, because I know some of you guys have done some really quality work in there, you can definitely upload it and count it as part of your portfolio. And you guys have the standards, that sheet, so you can go through and look at it and see where it would match up. So that was a really great question.
There's another question on how to download the PDF under the checklist. So if you look under checklist, if you just click on it, there you have the PDF, and you can click on download with this arrow at the top right-hand corner. And again, you have options of where you can save it. You can also, once you download it, you'll have ability to write in the checklist.
You showed them how easy it is to pop up then. Like you see the numbers, E and F.
For like just to click on.
Yeah,
Okay.
to go down and like.
Just find, let's see here. So here's a 9th through 12th grade. Here's an E. I can identify how my goals in school are preparing for my future career. Mm-hmm. So then if you click on it, you will see at the top 20E career goals. And right here is the I can statement. I can compare and contrast careers in traditional and non-traditional job areas. The rest of that is just the lesson plan that we use, but you just need the I can statement and just this top here that it's career goals and that it's an E, which is what grade level? 9th and 10th grade.
One more thing is normally each day you can go into ConnectU and let me see. Can you go back to the slide where it has, keep going back for a little bit. Back. Okay, one more. Okay. Do you see how, oh, one more. Back, forward. Sorry.
Here, this one.
Okay, so do you see how it says like engage, explore, all those things? Okay, and sometimes you guys do one each day. You're going to want to make sure that maybe you do a couple and give yourself some extra time to do the elaborate, which is where you're getting your artifacts, okay? So give yourself some extra time to do that. You know, go through and do the, well, you're in the engage right now, you know, maybe do the explore and the explain and all that other stuff, and then give yourself a few days to really go in and pull those documents in the elaborate section. This is gonna take a little more time than usual.
There's another question. It's when should I submit the Padlet? For ConnectU, I would think that you can at least set your portfolio up, and then you can start to go back and get those artifacts. As Ms. Rao said, we're not going to leave that first half open forever. So you need to be diligent in going back and getting those artifacts that match in under those categories. Then when we start the second half of ConnectU, you'll have those artifacts as well to add to that.
Anybody want to add anything else?
Okay, so I hope we helped you guys. Oh,
There is
sorry,
one
Mrs.
more
Root.
question.
Some of the same thing. When does this need to be done? We want to tackle that one.
And remember, if you have any other questions, just reach out to your learning guide, because we will walk each of our learners through this and help and make sure that you're able to get the Padlet set up. So this isn't the last time we're going to work with you guys.
Accessing the slideshow, I put it in my class, as well as I'm sure a lot of the other learning guides are going to do as well.
Yes, it'll be in mine.
Yeah, and we're going to put the video in the class as well. So you'll have access to all of these resources. And when we check in with you on Tuesday, hopefully you will have had a chance to experiment with the Padlet and maybe even get a document in it, just to make sure that you know how to do it. That would be a great suggestion. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, I guess we can wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay, so thank everyone for joining us. And hopefully you are successful and this helped, and we will talk to everybody during their check-in on Tuesday. And if you need help before that, you can reach out to us. Okay?
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
letting
coming.
me join.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
See with this with 6th graders. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Everyone.
Thanks.